In the golden savanna, lands of Kanyama, where the wind hummed through tall elephant grasses and baobab, trees stood like sleeping giants. There lived a boy named Chibuike. He was not strong like the other village boys, nor tall, nor fights with a spear, but Chibuike had something far rarer. Ears that could hear music in silence, and hands that turned that music into rhythm. Orphanaged at a young age, Chibuike lived with his stern aunt, Nena, who often reminded him that music cannot fill a cooking pot. While others hunted or fetched water, Chibuike tapped rhythm on water pots, tree trunks, and his own chest, dreaming of one day playing a real drum, a drum whose voice could shake the earth. One day, under the heavy breath of the Amatan, the village chief, Uzochi, summoned the people. His voice, proud and thunderous, rang through the square. 7 nights from now is the moon festival, he declared. But the royal drum, Agbashilo, has fallen silent. Without its voice, our ancestors would turn their back on us. A collective gasp spread through the crowd. Agbashilo, carved from sacred ebony and stretched with elephant skin, was said to have been crafted by the sun god Enwu himself. It spoke only at midnight, and only to those worthy of hearing its wisdom. The one who awakened Agbashilo, the chief continued, shall receive a pouch of coral beads and one wish, any wish fulfilled. Whispers spread like wildfire. Some villagers blamed termite, others spoke of curses, but Chibuike had something. But Chibuike had something else, a calling. That night, beneath a sky bruised with stars, he made his decision. I am going to the forbidden grove. He told Aunt Nena, a mouth dropped open. You foolish boy, you will come back with your ear missing, if you come back at all. But Chibuike was already packing a calabash of water, a sieve of salt, and his slingshot, just in case the forest spirit weren't in a musical mood. The path to the forbidden grove was not marked on any map. It slithered between thorn trees and under whispering vine. Fireflies danced beside him like ancestral spirits, lighting the way. Chibuike hummed softly as he walked, letting his rhythm guide him deeper into the unknown. At the grove edges, a strange figure emerged from the shadow. A woman, whose skin shimmered like wet oxygen, and whose eyes held the pull of the moon. She wove darkness between her fingers like thread. I am Adana, she said, weaver of shadow. Why are you here, child? I've come to make Agbashilo speak, Chibuike replied. Her lips coiled in a sad smile. Then, you must learn why it is silent.
The drum does not sleep, it mourns.
She vanished into the trees, leaving behind only a glowing thread of black silk. Chibuike stepped into the clearing. There it stood, Agbashilo, towering, still, veiled in cobwebs. Its skin was cracked, its voice gone. Trembling, Chibuike placed a hand on the drum's side. A sudden chill coursed through his arm. Images flooded his mind. Scorched villagers, crying children, emptying granaries. He saw Chief Uzochi counting bags of grain while the people went hungry. The drum's silence was not magical. Adana returned, her eyes glowing. You have awakened the voice of the ancestors, she said. But a voice must be heard, or it dies again. She handed him a smaller drum, carved with crescent moons. This is Ekwe Ndu, the echoes of Agbashilo. Let it carry truth with silence rules. By sunrise, Chibuike returned to the village. Ekwe Ndu tied to his side. He climbed the speaking stones in the square and struck the drum. Boom, boom. The sound exploded through the market, rattling doors, waking chickens, and freezing the chief mid-sip of palm wine. Agbashilo has spoken, Chibuike declared. loud and clear. The ancestors demand justice. Lower the taxes, feed the people, or the land itself will rise against you. The crowd stood in stone silence. Then the ground trembled. From cracks in the square, timers poured out in swarms, rushing straight for Chief Uzochi's feet. He shrieked and fell to his knees. Mercy, he cried. What must I do? Chibuike's voice was calm, but firm. Give what you have ordered. Replant the granaries, and for every family you wronged, plant a tree. The chief nodded furiously. Yes, yes. That evening, the royal drum echoed across the plain for the first time in months. Drummers gathered, dancers ran, the village rejoiced. Chief Uzochi, true to his word, presented the pouch of Kora beads. Chibuike accepted them with a smile. But instead of wishing for golds alone, he said, build a school of music. Let every child learn the power of rhythm. And so, a school was built under the great baobab tree. Drums, flute, and rattles filled the air with stories. Chibuike taught the next generation that rhythm was not just sound, it was spirit. Years passed. One night, Adana returned once more, her eyes still full of moonlight. You gave the drum a family, she whispered, and it gave me a voice. Chibuike replied. She placed the black thread, now glowing gold, into his hand. Keep weaving tomorrow into today, and like a breeze in the dark, she was gone. From that day forward, every child in Kanyama knew some drums speak only at midnight, but the wise learn to listen long before.